All right, welcome to the Philly Fox and Danny D Eagles Podcast Phillies edition. That's the star of the show, Philly Fox, and I'm your host, Danny D. And we're coming to you from our Eagles perch in the Ed Bobco Memorial Studios in beautiful Morristown, PA. All right, let's start the show. What do you got, Philly?
Well, Harper's wrist injury.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a big loss for the Phillies.
That's holding him out after he got that home run against the Blue Jays. We thought everything was okay, but then
He comes back from the arm injury, right, from when he got hit, and then it seemed like he was back and swinging away.
And they won that game 7-0 against the Blue Jays, or 7-1. They got a garbage time run in the ninth, but it just seemed like the offense was back and
everything was cruising right along. We thought everything was great, top of the AL East, NL East, and doing so well, and it just all kind of fell apart. So it turns out, I guess, that wrist injury has actually been bugging him for a while. It's just kind of been getting worse, getting better, getting worse, getting better, and kind of like the Nola thing, it was better just to sit him down and get him healthy, because we definitely need him healthy, right?
Yes.
Go ahead.
The next topic is Stott, because Rob just talked about moving him down the lineup in his post-game press conference because he's down to 239 batting average.
Yeah, every time we think Stott's got it and is back, it just takes a dump again. And we need more than that from him. Absolutely, we need more than that. I mean, that's one of the positions that's hurting the team right now. And how far do you think he's going to move? Where do you think he's going to end up batting?
Like 6, that's where he normally has been. Then they moved him to first because they wanted to spark a struggling lineup, and it worked to Rob's credit, but then...
Yeah, the changes have worked at times, and they have sparked things, but they don't seem to stick. So, all right, what else you got?
Because they've just put Kepler down to 208. Those are random stats where I saw listed.
Okay.
Like Max the Axe, I like him, but 208, that's not good enough.
Yeah, it seemed like these guys come in, and then initially they do real well, and I don't know what happens, but yeah, he's definitely, his bat has gone dormant right now. And
well, that leaves Tamar. She's down to 216.
Yeah, another guy who, we came back from injury. Seemed like the stint at Lehigh Valley helped him a lot, and he was doing well, and now he's gone dormant too. That's another position that I think has been a problem. Go ahead.
What's it in the outfield in Game 1 against the Pirates? He had a misplay.
Yeah.
Like the announcer said it, like he backpedaled like a step or two, and that cost him a fly ball, and essentially gave the Pirates the game because they walked it off with a 2-out sac fly.
Yeah, I mean he's an all right infielder, but that's a play that you have to make. You can't make that mistake. Your reactions have to be instinctive. And you can't react. You have to instinctively go in the right direction. It's a shame right now.
Because Romano gets the loss, even though it's not really his fault in that instance,
Yeah, and there's a guy who, started out the year, nobody liked that guy, and he's finally come around, is actually doing pretty well. And
his last 2 starts count as losses, but I said one of them wasn't his fault. The Blue Jays one, I'll say was his fault, but the Pirates one,
sure.
Like, it doesn't count as an error on the stat, even though it should. You should know where to judge a ball,
Yeah, absolutely. Bad play by him. And, that whole center field, I'm not liking it right now. We're not getting any production out of there. Rojas, who's a better outfielder.
In theory, because we all know about the Braves series, when him and Sosa were arguing over whose ball it was.
Yeah, and he's had plays since then that really aren't up to the caliber of, playing a guy who's not that good of an offensive player, playing him because of his defense. That guy, he's not supposed to make mistakes, okay? And then you take with how little production we're getting from left field, and actually right field, we weren't going to talk about Nick, but Nick's down a little bit too right now. So our outfield is not really giving us any production.
And then we got to talk about Weston Wilson. The guy's a nobody right now. He's not giving you any offense or defense. Just plays in the outfield. It's just...
Yeah, come on, Weston. You're getting your opportunity here. Do you want to stay up in the big leagues or what? All right, come on. Let's produce.
Yes.
All right, what else we got?
Well, offense in general, the 6 runs in the 3 games against the Pirates, but 2 of them were in the past 2, so they got that 4-run outburst, as you would call it, in the first game.
Big 4 runs, yeah, wow, that's a whole lot, yeah. How many times we can score 4 runs in an inning?
Yes.
Let alone for a whole game. That was our big offensive outburst. That's terrible. That's really terrible. I still believe in this team, but it was a crappy week, okay? It absolutely was. There's no offense. Nothing in the outfield. Not getting much from the infield. Sosa's coming in and playing third with Bohm over at first, playing for Harper. We're not getting anything out of him.
Because like you said, all the fans want him to play every day, like at the beginning of the season, because how good he was doing. Like, we'll get somebody out of the lineup, get him in there, like you said.
Right. Well, there's a reason why he's not an everyday player, and I'm not knocking him, okay? And I'm not knocking him for not having any production this week. There's really nobody that we can say had a good week offensively. Some guys had some hits, and we scored a run here and there, but some of it was.
Misplay by the Pirates.
Misplay by the Pirates. We needed errors on the other team to score a run.
Marchand, hit the ball. It was a double, and Marsh got the third, and on the throwing error, he went home.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying he relied on a throwing error to get one run.
Yeah. Our big offensive outburst was an error by the other team. Come on, we got to do better than that.
Yes.
We absolutely have to do better. All right, what else you want to talk about?
Well, the bullpen, like I said about Romano, he counts as 2 blown games, but I said the one was Marsh. The other one, I blame him, but like I said, you can't really blame him when the offense isn't scoring. Like, if he gives up 1 run that it dooms you that badly.
Yeah. Pitching is not our problem. We can find problems with the pitching. We can find little mistakes here and there, but really the pitching is not our problem. Our offense is definitely our problem.
Then we lost 9 out of the past 10 games.
Yeah, 9 out of 10. Are you freaking kidding me? That's nuts. We were just on a hot streak, okay? And then I told you, man, I posted, I said, hey, the Phillies are red hot, and then they went cold. And it's really gone cold. It's gotten worse, we were leading everything, right? We were leading all of Major League Baseball there for a while, the best record in the National League.
But I will say, all the weirdos that'll say, well, it's because you beat up on the Rockies and these horrible teams we just lost to the Pirates, so you can't say we were just beating up on bad teams,
Yeah, absolutely. No, and this is terrible. Yeah, absolutely. We don't like losing to the Pirates anyway. That's the cross-state rival.
Even if the Pirates have been irrelevant for the past 30 years, because they've only had 3 winning seasons in the past 30 years.
Yeah. It's easy to pick on the Pirates. It's one of those. They get decent players. They get good young players. They just can't keep them.
Because Bob Nutting's cheap, he doesn't want to pay for them.
Yeah, they don't want to spend the money. I have no idea why you want to own a team, and all you want to do is put a team out there on the field, and you don't want to win. Seems like you'd want to win, but it doesn't look like they try. All right, you got anything else?
We're 4 games out of the NL East now.
Yeah, man, come on. That really sucks. It really does. Now that we, and of course, who's in first, right?
Well, the Mets, unfortunately.
Yeah, that makes it even worse,
But at the same time, the Mets will find a way, because we're the Mets, they'll find a way to, screw it up,
Oh, yeah, we can count on that. The season's long. Not only are we going to get better, but we know what the Mets can do. Absolutely. What else you got?
Luzardo, he got shelled, but, Luzardo is, down towards the bottom because the pitching's been a strength.
Yeah.
The offense is a bigger problem, but Luzardo, we got to talk about, his last 2 starts.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to him. Maybe he's got a little something going on. A lot of times we find out a week or 2 later that what was the injury or might have been a situation, we found out Harper had this risk going on before, but we just find out afterwards, when he actually gets sit for it, that it's been a nagging injury for a while. Maybe Luzardo has a little injury going on, or who knows? Could be something going on in his personal life. It's hard to say, but let's just hope that it's 2 games and he got those he gets it out of his system and comes back his next game and gets a little offense. A little bit of offense, makes some of these outcomes a lot different, right?
Well, like I said, Ranger and Sanchez, they had 1 and 2 earned run. Like that should be good enough with this team to when you get Harper or no Harper.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you got Nola on the injury, and you still got all these quality outings coming out, but with no offensive support, it doesn't matter. Okay, is that it for today?
Well, yes, I wish we had more positive things to talk about, but
yeah, not very much positive. I mean, the pitching. Really, the pitching. No matter what little things happen, it's still the pitching has been very, very positive. And pitching can win you championships, and pitching can win you games down the road. With just a little bit of offense. If we could just get a little bit of offense. So, all right. Well, good job. And hopefully next week we'll have some better things to talk about. So remember, if you don't hate us,
like us,
okay, and then subscribe to us on YouTube so you don't miss an episode, all right, and then look for John's Phillies posts
recaps.
Recaps on
Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, and he'll do those after every game, and then give you scoring updates. Hopefully, there'll be some scoring updates.
There hasn't been too many, unfortunately.
Yeah, there hasn't been too many for him to do, but look for those. And all right. So 1, 2, 3, let's go Phillies!